Hello, this is Matthew Gans checking in. I am going to tell you guys about the NFL lockout. Can the NFL lockout bring down the national economy? How is the NFL lockout going to affect businesses across the United States?
This is a huge deal, and it's a deal that's big enough that it's garnered the attention of the White House and President Obama, because it's not just about the absence of football, which is the most popular sport in the United States. It's also about the fact that fans, taxpayers, have given $6 billion to these stadiums that have gone up in our cities. And some economists estimate that if there is a lockout, you're talking about a $160 million loss in the areas around the stadium per city, because it's not just the players who would be locked out. And that's an important thing to say, is that we're talking about a lockout, not a strike. If they are locked out, that also means concession workers are locked out. That also means waiters and waitresses picking up extra shifts get locked out at nearby restaurants. It's something that in a period of, at the very best you could say, economic fragility, you are talking about something that would be like a punch in the gut to urban centers around this country if there is a lockout.
A season without pro football could lead to a loss of profits, or even worse, a need to shut down small businesses around the nation. If there is a lockout, an estimated 160 million would be lost in each NFL city. There would be about 115,000 jobs lost because of this lockout.
Mother's Bar and Grill in Federal Hill is usually packed with purple pride on game day.
We're packed to the rafters, outside and inside. Everybody eating, drinking, from the guys that are going over to work the game, like they come in at 8 in the morning, to all the people that are meeting here to go walk to the game.
But if an NFL lockout keeps these stadium seats empty, the trickle-down effect could eventually take a toll on local businesses like Mother's.
There are top 10 busiest days of the year. It's our prime season. It's when we do the bulk of our business. It's when the staff makes the bulk of their income.
The Ravens usually lure more than 75,000 people to the city on game day. Without all of these fans, the Downtown Business Partnership says the local economy could lose millions of dollars.
Well, certainly hotel businesses, restaurants, bars, liquor stores, of course, but also just generally downtown, the retailers would be hurt as well.
The main dispute over the newly proposed bargaining agreement centers around the amount of money that the owners want to take as credit from the revenues pool. In the previous agreement, the owners took $1 billion from the pool of approximately $9 billion. That was last year and the year before numbers. But now, this year, they are trying to increase that number to $2.4 billion. That means they want double the money, and that means that's why there's a lockout.
That top line of $1 billion, what actually is they're looking for is $2.4 billion. They say it's inflation and increased utilities costs. Well, what's kind of crazy about that? Inflation's only running about 2%. And essentially, they're asking players to take a pay decrease of nearly 18%.
So what would the cost of the work stoppage be?
Well, this is what's kind of interesting, because of course you have all the money that the players would have made, and they may spend less money, but there's true costs here in an NFL lockout. $3 billion in television ad revenue.
The entire economy would also feel the brunt of this impact, as the NFL produces the most revenue of any sports league in the world. Without tickets or team apparel to sell, the NFL would feel a major decrease in revenue, as would the stores that sell these items. For example, Sports Authority, Dick's Sporting Goods, Champs, any of those sporting goods stores in the local economy would lose business because of the NFL. Sports bars will also suffer, as it's unlikely any sport will immediately fill the void on Sundays. Sundays is a big day in sports. That's NFL Sunday, as many men and women know around the nation. It would be a killer, straight up. It would probably put us out of business, Mike Presley said, manager of the Cheney Grill and Sports Bar in Atlanta. Presley stated that football Sundays account for 20% of his weekly sales, and is 35% more than the next closest day. In Las Vegas, sportsbooks are looking at an $850 million loss. Hotel Wynn in Las Vegas, sportsbooks and race director John Avello told adage.com. Other businesses likely to be affected: fantasy football sites, sports blogs, StubHub and ticket sellers, beer, wholesalers, etc. The NFL lockout is a big deal, to all sports fans out there. I'm a big sports fan, and this is very taking to heart to me. But just as big a deal to all the local businesses that depend on the NFL to make ends meet.
Let us play.
Let us play.
Let them play.
Let them play. We want to play. Let them play.
Let them play.
Let us play.
Let them play.
Let them play.
We want to play.
Let them play.
Let us play.
Let them play.
Let them play.
We want to play.
Let them play.